I know. It's amazing. You don't have any energy, but you can trade money for energy. I mean, the copy just writes itself, okay, at that point. It's about raid. Okay, sounds good. Is this something I have to keep a secret? Okay. I was gonna say, because if I have to keep it a secret, I mean, I can do that. I just want to know. Boop. All right, so I have my hireling with me. Gotta get this guy off the ceiling. There's the brown spider prince. He's coming. And I'm just gonna range kill it. It's fine. And she's got it. Does she? I just realized I only have Cure Light. Cure Light is not amazing. Cure Light is not amazing. And boom. And you're dead. So it's getting a little bit better, but it's still a bit of a... It's not perfect. Okay, get it back up. And everything's dead. I just gotta be careful about my spell point consumption. That's what I gotta worry about. Okay. Let me see what we got here. Also, pretty much the trick to playing Dark Hunter Caster Ranger is once you get Greater Color Spray, you open with Greater Color Spray on every fight. You always open with Greater Color Spray. Doesn't matter what you're fighting, you choose Greater Color Spray. Because it increases the amount of damage you deal with every other ability by such a huge margin. It's just always worth it for, like, clear speed and everything else. Go here, wait, and there we go, Greater Color Spray, and hit everything. Boss is dead, we're all set. It's also helpful for defense, because it means the monsters can't do anything to you, which is great. And it means my hireling can be more effective. I would say we're going to be kind of close. I think it depends on a couple things. So, I think our champ DPS might be a little low, just from observation. And the main issue with our warden DPS is actually not DPS. The numbers are fine. It's the mechanical aspect of the fights. Which could be like a whole variety of different things. Would be probably the issues that we would experience there. Just being able to, you know, dodge things and stay alive and stand in the right place, which is sometimes a problem. Fourth Nihilstol's rare. Time to put that bad boy in. Fourth Nihilstol's? Nice. So that's would be my biggest issue there. But other than that, I think especially if we have Warden, a Warden and a Red RK, and we have a Lore Master who's going to be like rotating Benediction of the Raven on the boss, should be okay. Plus break ranks and everything else. Is she not making any shards between 3 and 5 having another crafting XP boost? Yeah, it's unfortunate. Okay, so here we go. Intelligence and potions of heroism. Can I disable this trap? Please. It didn't explode in my face. And because I got a 5, I can't critically fail. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. That's a success story right there, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, those are my two reservations about the comp. But overall, like I said, in theory, everything's fine. So the reason why I backed up here is because they can cast mass hold or hold monster or hold person, and hold person is very dangerous. I'm also being chased by wargs. They're behind me. I just don't know where. Ooh, and this is all with free stuff you can get or stuff you can buy from the vendors. There are. There's the wargs. Okay, we're all set. So another issue that I'm running into is just spell points. I could shrine, obviously, but I don't really have a lot of spell points in comparison to where I had before. But I am the majority of my kills now, at least. And healing costs a lot of spell points as well. Go away. Go away. Go away. Yes! Like Burrow really is decent. He's decent. Yeah.
The hobgoblins here do not seem hostile. In fact, their chief
This
beckons you closer.
allows you to blast out draft builds like no tomorrow. I got 2 healing drafts, 2 tank drafts done in 5 hours. Yeah, the draft does seem like it's kind of fun. And it's the problem with talking about fun video games, man, is my brain goes like, oh, I want to play. Warden's just out of Moria, put you in, coach? Yeah. Get your Warden through Moria 2, and then we can talk. Finish Moria 2. And then we can talk. You're almost there, though. For those who are wondering, Moria 2 is Gundabad. Gundabad is Moria 2. It's literally what it is. It's like Moria the Return. This is one of your builds you posted before the season started or something new? Technically I posted it after the season started. This is the Dark Hunter Caster Ranger. By initially thought up by Cruiser Zero, and then I put the finer touches on it through a build review. Now, it was basically an entire rewrite by me, but it's the finer touches, you know, it's the finishing touches. Really, the meat of it was the idea, you know. The idea is the most important part, so. Well, I don't have mana problems. I have mana problems when I don't shrine. So the other option is also use rest shrines a mechanic in the video game. That can also work well for me. What level is this gonna have at max? This is going to be a 15 Dark Hunter, 5 Favored Soul. Get Castellina. Go get him. Anyway, the reason why you always want to use Greater Color Spray is because not only does it stop monsters, which is very good defensively, but it only costs 4 spell points, and if a monster is crowd controlled, they borderline take double damage, so you kind of always want to do this, because it, you know, makes them take so much extra damage. Plus, you can hit them with whatever you want. What am I using to boost Force spell power at the moment? I found this ring of Kinetic Lore 6. I found this Tower Shield of Impulse 41. And then I have Maximize. Okay, so I need my Hireling to go attack Whisperdoom. Good. Get aggro on Whisperdoom, please. Thank you. So, how will the catch levels progress? Oh, I'm going to be running... I just took 2 Favored Soul early, and then my levels 17, 18... Sorry, 18, 19, and 20 will be Favored Soul. Stop dying. I'm not done yet. Okay, good. Should be good. So I'm Dark Hunter up until 20 now. I've been out of the loop recently. Is Dark Hunter a new class or just Spec Tree for Ranger? Oh, Cousin Adam. There's a new thing called archetypes, and archetypes are basically variant classes. So to give you the best example I can, Sacred Fist is a variant paladin, which does not get proficiency with martial weapons, does not get proficiency with shields, and does not get proficiency with armor, because it is a hand wrap using character. And the idea is that you go in using hand wraps, and you're like monk adjacent. You gain ki, but your ki is based off of your charisma. You get charisma to your armor class. You get new enhancement trees and a whole bunch of stuff. You also get spells that cost ki. So they're in your spell book. You have to select them, but they cost ki instead of spell points. But because they're spells, you can use like meta magic feats on them and stuff. It's like special classes from 3.5. Yeah, they're like some of them are prestige classes, and some of them are just like neat ideas. I don't know where Dark Apostate comes from exactly, but Sacred Fist is a 3.5 prestige class. And Dark Hunter, I don't know where Dark Hunter comes from. Yeah. They're really cool. And also, all the archetypes are free. So you don't have to buy them. They just come, you just get them. Yeah, there's currently 5 or 6 archetypes in the game. You have the Stormsinger Bard, the Dark Apostate Cleric, the Sacred Fist Paladin, the Blight Caster Druid, the Dark Hunter Ranger, and I always forget one of them. What am I forgetting this time? Oh, and the Acolyte of the Skin Warlock. And apparently they're easier to develop than whole classes, and so they can pump them out quickly. So in the past year, we've gotten those 6. You're also gonna notice I'm doing a lot of, like, ranged pulls. I just don't feel comfortable charging into rooms right now. I just don't have that level of confidence just charging into the room. Yeah, so we'll probably get more archetypes in the future. In fact, there's a definite guarantee we're going to get more archetypes. They've also done class revamps while they've done the archetypes. So, for example, they did like a cleric revamp, and they redid the entire Divine Disciple tree at the same time as adding the Dark Apostate. They updated the Ranger tree when they did Dark Hunter. So if you're going to see like an update to, say, for example, like the Monk class, a lot of people want an update. I would suspect that we'll get a Monk update when they add a Monk archetype to the game.
An arrow is drawn in the dust on the floor, almost completely obscured.
Yeah,
Points to the side.
Close Wounds is very good. I wish I had it. But, you know, sometimes we have to make sacrifices for the things that we want. Which sucks. I don't like making sacrifices for the things that I want. I just want to have all the things that I want. But what are you going to do? Some advice to ask. My current main DDO is a very bad build, and getting it to TR sounds horrible. What should you do? What you should do is either get carried, buy an autos box, or hunker down and give it a shot. But yeah, what is your character, if you don't mind us asking? Makes it easier to give more direct advice.
The last of the architect's door remains locked.
Warlock Monk combo? Oh.
Ahead lies a sturdy, fortified door.
I mean, yeah, you can probably just respec the character. It's not a big deal.
This must be the way to the inner stronghold.
Worst case scenario, you can do what I'm doing. I'm just using the Fate Arc Illusionist tree. You're int-based? Oh, that sounds like the worst character in the entire game. Okay, so I can see where your problem is. I can see where your problem is. Monk is Wisdom exclusive. Warlock is Charisma exclusive. And you went Intelligence. A stat neither class uses. I can see why. I can see where you're getting stuck here. Okay, that's a little harder.
There are no controls on this side of the drawbridge. You must find a way to activate the lever.
Yeah, but that does that you know, I can see why you would want to reroll. I mean, you can if you're intelligence based. I mean, it would depend on what your feats are and what level you were. But like, you could probably fix it. There's probably something that can be done here. It's not all doom and gloom. Yeah, if you've been gone for a while, you would have a free Heart of Wood. With Whirlwind Attack? Well, they buffed Whirlwind Attack. It now doesn't require combat expertise, which is probably one of the reasons why you had Intelligence 13 and you went Intelligence. It doesn't require that anymore, and they buffed it so it's now stronger.
Hobgoblin here glances around furtively, then beckons you closer.
That is a difficult one. I don't know the answer there. But, I mean, Warlock's not bad, and you get the pulsing damage, so it's okay. It depends on what the level split is, really. How to help here.
The hobgoblins here do not seem hostile. In fact,
It's really dependent on what the level split is. So I'm only doing up to part 6 here, the first part. I'm not going to do the second half of it. And the main reason for this is that this will give me enough favor, so then I can go to the House P guy and get House P buffs. So I'm going to have plus 20 all resistances, and also bonuses to all of my main stats, which is going to be very helpful for this character for the leveling process. I mentioned this in every single solo guided playthrough. It is totally worth it if you're playing by yourself to go unlock House B buffs. If you don't do that, or you don't think it's important, fine then, don't. But don't come crying to me when your character dies. Not Calandros! No! Rip, Calandros. Yeah. Warlock past life, but I hated pretty much everything but Fist Monk? I mean, if you can make it, if you can stomach to getting it through, you can go ahead and play Fist Paladin, which you might love as much as Fist Monk. But yeah. That's the other thing, too, is as long as you get to, like, level 12, you can just use the Enlightened Spirit tree to run yourself through the rest of the game. And also, as I said, depending on your server, you can just join groups and walk around. A lot of people in this game, myself included, kind of just open up parties and don't really care about who joins. Like, the only complaint that I usually have is, like, make it to the quest before we finish. And or if the quest has gather points, just get to the point where we have to gather. Okay, goodbye. Go get this guy. Got this guy, almost done. Arcanescent server spelled. Nice, it's the best server in the game. It's my server. Fish did not really contribute. That's okay. Everyone has had the situation of being on a bad life and having a bad idea. Trust me, I've been there. There's one time where I made a constitution-based sorcerer because I thought, let me walk you through the process. So if you play as a dwarf, so sorcerer's most important stat is charisma. So this is already a bad idea. But then I was like, okay, so if I play as a dwarf, right? In the sorcerer Earth Savant tree, there's an ability called Earth Grab, where you can shove your hands into the ground and you grab somebody through the power of the earth. Very, very cool sounding. Monsters can even do this to you. So if you are playing, against earth elementals, they will Earth Grab you. Very cool. But it's based off of your constitution, which obviously is not the main thing for a sorcerer. However, dwarves, if you have the Dragon Mark of Warding, which is their Dragon Mark they get, if you take that feat, you can then get the Greater Dragon Mark. And what the Greater Dragon Mark does is it allows you to Earth Grab monsters, which means you get 2 separate Earth Grabs on 2 separate cooldowns. And they're both scaling off of Constitution. So I thought to myself, oh snap, if I could have 2 separate Earth Grabs on different cooldowns, I could basically just be Earth Grabbing everything. And it's a genius idea. And I thought, well, since I'm using Constitution as my main stat, I might as well just be like a melee. What ended up happening is I realized, number one, because I was using the tier 5 of the Earth Savant tree, I didn't really have any melee abilities or damage because I spent all my points in the Dwarf tree and the Earth Savant tree. So my character couldn't cast spells for the life of him because his charisma was low and he couldn't hit anybody with spells. His damage sucked. And then when I finally got Earth Grab has a 2-second animation and lasts 3 seconds. But the Earth Grab begins at the beginning of the animation. This means if you go to Earth Grab somebody, you're Earth Grab animating for 2 seconds, but they start getting grabbed at the beginning of the animation, so by the time you're done animating, you only have 1 second of the monster being Earth Grabbed. It's one of the least satisfying and worst abilities in the game. I hated it. It's easily the worst character I've ever played. So I got carried a lot, and then I went, I don't want to do this, and I bought an autos box, and I got rid of it. It was worth it to me. Boom. And it solved my problem. I mean, that's still some garbage now. So we've all been there where you've been in like a bad character build and you're just kind of stuck. I know that feeling. I agree. I also wish there were better ways of getting lesser hearts so you can respec. Okay, so now I can buy House P buffs. Just give me everything. And all of a sudden, my character who didn't have Constitution before, Intelligence, Strength, Dex, I have all of those stats now, all at the same time. Even Charisma. On top of also having all this other stuff. Oh! Renvi was slain by light relay damage. That's someone dying in Slave Lords 3. Wow. That's a Slave Lords 3 beam room. Or like laser room. That sucks. Brutal, dude. absolutely brutal. What about Oath of Vengeance? It is the same, but Oath of Vengeance can have people up to 13, so it's a 10 in Oath of Vengeance is kind of odd. We can actually solve this. And we look for Tomb of the Shadow Knight, Caverns of Koromar, Forsaken Temple. Is it called Forsaken Temple? I don't remember. It could have been somebody just low level in Oath of Vengeance. I think it's Slave Lords. Yeah. Well, literally yesterday when we were running Oath of Vengeance, somebody just activated the laser and didn't say anything. On hardcore. They just flicked the switch, which is crazy to me. Is Koromar? Caverns of Koromar is Koromar. Yeah, so I think Forsaken Temple is Slave Lords, I think. Yeah, Slave Pits in Intercity is the first one. I think it's Forsaken Temple is the last one. Oh, a Pixie Enchanter with the kill. You're gonna notice I also wait a second for them to line up. And the reason I'm doing that is because it just makes it easier to get the kills. Oh, hey, what's up, champs? See ya, suckers. Anyway, now I'm putting my points into Beacon of Hope to get Closed Wounds. And then after I get Closed Wounds, I'm probably just going to be bum rushing Dark Hunter to get Lupine Instincts because I kind of need it. The problem is the rest of the Dark Hunter stuff is not very helpful for me, so we'll see. Although I do get the Search, so this might just be like the answer. I get the Search in the short term. I need to be able to disable traps as I go through. There's no laser in the first quest. Oh, wait. Forsaken Temple is the first one? Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, so then it probably was somebody just underleveled in Argynvost. No, it's probably that. What's class bit going to be? 15 Dark Hunter, 5 Favored Soul. Still, level 10 dying? That sucks. Hate to see it. Take care, Kentos. Enjoy the rest of your entire day, assuming that you have things to do. Oh, probably sleep. Oh, yeah, right, because you stayed up late last night. Yeah, but wasn't it worth it? You got all your challenges done yesterday. It must have been worth it. Yeah, right now I just need more spell power and damage. It was worth it from noon. Worth it 10 to 12. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, the morning is always the hardest, I find, if you stay up late. Like, if you're up all night, and then, or you barely get any sleep, the morning is really hard. Because by the middle of the day, usually you can find that energy. You, like, have some food in your body, or you've, like, got that second wind. But the morning is always really hard. I agree. Yeah, but as you get older, those shorter amounts of extra time up late at night, they feel like all night. I've started to notice this, which is unfortunate. I shouldn't say as you get older, because I'm a young man. I'm really young. Okay, I'm 30 years old. Okay, it's fine. I'm actually 31. I hate this. Oh no. Oh god. Turned 31. That's crazy. 31 years old. And what do I do with my time? I play DDO all day and make videos about it. God, it's so fucking cool. Anyone? You aren't dead yet? Not yet. Working on it, though. Okay, here we go. Also, these things are very dangerous, which is why I use the Greater Color Spray. Elementals have basically no will saves, so it made it easier. I want the extra chest from this ogre, so I'm going to kill this. And I'm going to kill all 3 ogres, because why not? And he's dead. Nice. Hero Thief Acro Stick User, really like your Trailblazer, favorite Soul Staff user, even better. I like that character, too. It was a lot of fun. Take care, Kentos. Honestly, Tabaxi Trailblazer is one of the iconics I've probably played around with the least, and it's very cool. I should play more Tabaxi Trailblazer. Depression that I'm able to kick with your meds? Yeah. I literally never feel rested from sleep. I never wake up feeling good. I literally have a note on my phone to remind myself that I never wake up feeling good. It's like, because sometimes be like, oh, I'll sleep for an extra couple minutes. I'm like, no, you won't sleep for an extra couple minutes because you never wake up feeling good. It's not like, oh, an extra 5 minutes is going to help. It's just how it is every day. This is what your life is. Get out of bed. Helps a lot. And more Morning Lord. I kind of, unironically, want to play that Morning Lord Inquisitive build I came up with a while ago. I think it's really cool. I think Morning Lord's insane for Hardcore League because of the Blessing of a Minotaur that you get. Check for sleep apnea. I don't have sleep apnea. Morning Lord Alk died? No, not the Malcolmist. Oh, good. My spells fell off. I like that. Okay. Do I have enough mana to rebuff? Yeah, I got enough mana to rebuff. That's fine. Boop. 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 There we go. All dead. Morning Lords definitely would wake up feeling great. True. I'm almost out of mana, but that's probably fine. Yeah, so Phantom Shadow Blades cost 12. I need to get some more spell points. Is this 2 each? Different strength for shadows? Yes. It doesn't prevent the strength damage, but because technically spawn screen prevents you from spawning as a shadow, and the effect of spawning as a shadow is what happens when you get to 0 strength, which is what kills you, you can get to 0 strength, but you will not die and spawn as a shadow. You're still at 0 strength, so you're still helpless, and you're taking huge amounts of damage, but that's it. Is there a reason you don't have Maximize on? I do. You can right-click on spells and individually activate Maximize or any meta magic feat, and I just don't want it to go on all of my spells because I have lots of spells I don't want to use it on. Like, for example, Cure Light Wounds doesn't get that much stronger with Maximize. At least, like, tripling the cost is not worth it. No, it's okay. A lot of people didn't know that. That's something I actually didn't go over while doing this, so it's probably a good idea. A lot of people don't know that you can right-click on your spells and individually apply your meta magic feats. Because the game doesn't tell you that, so there's no way you would know unless, like, you Googled it. Or you randomly right-click on your... I didn't loot the chest? Ugh! I went out of my way to do that stupid ogre chest, and I didn't loot the one chest that's, like, right in front of my face. My gosh. Yeah, once you're in Epics, you can kind of just turn everything on all the time. True. Just not yet. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. House D shop. And House D favor. No, Dragonborn Rachel adds to cast level for fire spells. I like it more. And more as the levels, I gotta say. Well, the tree adds to caster levels. The Dragonborn itself doesn't do that unless you put points in the tree. But the reason why all the DPS casters, your DPS druids and other things, are Dragonborns is because they get +2 maximum caster level in the tree. And +2 maximum caster level is really good. Oh no. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no. I'm just trying to line of sight the cleric. The only dangerous monster here is the cleric. Again, they make their save 27. There's no way their will saves are that high. There's something sus about that. Oh good, he has like 1 hit point left. But it's blind at least. Another reason why Greater Color Spray is great is because the blindness is really powerful. Robes the Apprentice, new guy in town? Yep. Dragonborn is really funny because if you have Racial Completionist, you get to start with the Dragon Breath, which is insanely good at level 1. It's literally Fireball. So it's like a Fireball SLA, which is kind of cool. And you get the bonus cash levels and maximum cash levels. So spells like Scorch are just so sick during the leveling process if you play like a Dragonborn Sorcerer. Because if you have that at level 8, you're casting Scorch at level 12. It's disgusting. Nope. Can't hold me. I'm too good. Whoop. Okay, so I need to make sure I still use my heroes and pots, because they're good. And I also, with this character, I'm trying to make sure I loot every single chest as I go along, because again, gold is really valuable commodity here. Okay, that's a fear. Also, you can tell what spell they're casting, so that's fear. Basically, when they have when clerics have that dark swirl around their hands, if they get the pink swirl, that's hold, and if they get the red or the one that looks like literally fire coming out of their hands, it's Flame Strike. Once you learn what spells monsters can cast, you can identify their spell that's coming out based on the swirls around their hands, and that can help you in the future. It's not something you have to learn, but it can be helpful. Very vocal or greatest shout? I'm thinking very, very vocal. If you don't have shout, greatest shout. If you do have shout, very, very vocal. Greatest shout is only good if you don't already have access to greater shout. Help was slain by Kelpie Swamp Color. Rip. I hope they weren't the help that was called in. That is a champion dog. Flag? Hello. Or nothing's going anywhere? Why are the monsters not doing anything? I thought I was lagging because the monsters weren't doing anything. They just stopped doing things.
The note reads, "Seal is hidden deep in the walls of Shantokor.
Interesting.
Soon we use it to bar."
Also, I love the Decani shield is a +2 shield. Because that was like good loot back in the day. It was just a way to guarantee you get a +2 shield. Oh man, classic. Classic old DDO. Yeah, the monsters shouldn't have brain lag, though, so that's what makes me nervous. It's like something has gone horribly wrong. Okay, so this adventure is a little higher level. I may not be able to do the traps in here. If I can't, I will have to return at a later date. Oh, hey, what's up, bud? I love Greater Color Spray into Fan of Shadow Blades. What a good combo. Do you guys remember when I was one level lower and I couldn't do this? God, this is so crazy. It's all about the breakpoints. Caster Ranger does not equal Arcane Archer. That is correct. My only worry is my spell point management with regards to keeping myself alive. I don't currently have any potions. I'm entirely reliant on Cure Light Wounds and my Healing Hands. So we'll see how this goes. Also, again, making sure that you're waiting for the right time and getting angles. I think what happens to a lot of people is they really aren't very good at lining up attacks on monsters. Can you stop targeting that? Thank you. I couldn't get off of that. And so so for example, here, I'm going to wait. Oh, I thought there was another monster here. I guess there wasn't. I was waiting until both of them got in the same frame, or in the same line, so I could get them together at the same time. And I think a lot of people don't have the patience or the practice doing that. Of just like waiting for the right moment to actually use your AoEs. So I hate all these banners are always in front of the camera. Stop, please, banners. I don't think you can blind spiders. No, you can't. They're immune to everything. All right. Make Arcane Archer into a caster ranger that casts arcane spells. Unironically, I think they should do that. Can I do this, please? Okay, it's one down. So I unironically think that, yes, they should do that, in the sense that Arcane Archer should have cooler arrows. So one of the problems is that Arcane Archer could have, like, Fireball Arrow, where you shoot an arrow, and then it explodes in a fireball. Right? That would be cool. Or if they had arrows that had different effects, as opposed to just these toggles. I hate the toggles in Arcane Archer. It's one of my least favorite parts about it. I wish instead of it being, like, fear arrows, it was fear arrow. And it was like an arrow that, like, you shot out and it, like, made a bunch of enemies scatter in fear or something like that. Because that's how it works in 3.5, is you place spells on top of arrows. Woo! Let's go! Yeah, cooldown spell. Yeah, make it cost spell points. Make it, you know, use spell power like their imbues. I'm saying get rid of the imbues. I'm saying that, like, get rid of the... Like, instead of having some imbues that scale off of damage and some imbues that scale off of spell DCs, instead, just make it so that all the things that scale off of spell DCs, instead of being imbues that are you can't take at the same time, just make them what they're all cool, or their own cool abilities. So instead of paralyzing arrows, where all your arrows are paralyzing, have, like, paralyzing shot or something, and you shoot your arrow, and then it explodes, like, the sphere of paralyzing that explodes things and paralyzes them, so you can keep your damage up at the same time. You'd have smiting shot. They can do anything. If it was up to me, if I'm being honest, I'm a Dark Hunter, so I can't show it, but imagine this is the Arcane Archer tree. All of these slots here, so, like, these 9 slots, would all be multi-selectors, tier 1, 2, and 3 arrows. And I'd put, like, 50 arrow shots in there. Then you, the player, can make decisions about what you would want to do. Okay, so there's a trap here. The cool thing is, if you let your hireling rush over, it activates the traps and kills everything. How cool is that? No, stop. Please. Anyway, the trap box is back here. Also, in that last room, I was talking, so you might have missed it, but what I was doing was killing the clerics from a really huge distance, so they wouldn't be able to rain death fire on me while I was disabling traps. Okay, so there's a right way and a wrong way to deal with the mega trap room. The wrong way kills people. I'm going to show you the right way. If you're watching this in the future, here's the right way. The first trap is right here. So you're going to disable this trap first. Okay. Now, a lot of people follow this wall. That's a death trap, because there's still a trap here. Don't follow this wall. See where these disabled traps are? Follow the disabled traps. Once you get to here, that's when you're going to stop, search. Now I can see more traps. I'm going to weasel myself in here. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Nice and safe. And now I can disable this box. And that's how you disable that. A lot of people will, like I said, they'll go the other way where they will try to disable it by, like, walking around the side, and they'll get toasted by that trap. I've seen a number of rogues and artificers and stuff just get absolutely toasted by that trap because they just don't realize that it's there. So don't hug the wall. You want to walk through that section where you can see the traps are visibly disabled. Just lame. Rather have Hank's bow that makes flaming arrows. I mean, that would work. Get some propane in there. Prepared explosive runes today. Fantastic. Oh, I forgot there's traps. I was just kind of doing the quest, and I forgot about the traps. The first trap is behind this tarp. You remember Hank the Ranger? Nope. And then we go here. Dude, don't eat the spike trap. I'm feeling weaker. I need healing. Yeah, because you stood on the trap. That's why you need healing. You wouldn't need healing if you didn't stand on the trap, lady. Yes, I'm confused. Yesterday you were dual wielding. This is a different character. This is a Dark Hunter caster. I'm a caster Dark Hunter. Yesterday, I was playing my randomly generated Warforged Artificer Stormsinger. Different characters. Who became Doctor Doom, apparently, yes. Because I know all about Doctor Doom, absolutely. That's why I didn't have to Google it and look it up on my second screen to know what you were talking about when you said, yo, your character looks like Doctor Doom. Nope, I understood what you said right away. First reference. That's me, Strimtom the Sharp, with the references. You're also going to notice, like I said, I'm getting an angle on these guys to try to make sure I'm get both of them in, like, my spells. So, always look for the angle. Alright, and that's it. Chanticleer, done. Yay! Now, are there any other 4s I want to do? There are a couple. There are a couple 4s I want to do. I also want to get House D Favor. So I have to do the Depth Chain. I want the House D Favor because House D gives you plus to search for its reward. So I think I'm going to do House D Favor. I think that's a good idea. So I'm going to load up the quests and look at the patrons and try to find House D quests. So what do we got in here? So we have the Depths quests, which are House D Favor. I did the Conith Crystal, apparently. The Pit is a good one. Spies in the House is a good one. I could do Grey Moon, which I don't particularly want to do. Stormcleave is fine. So yeah, so we're going to go do the Depths quest and see where my favor lands, and then we'll start making some decisions from there. Sometimes hit from damage of 1. Kept thinking it was happening when I lagged. Yes, if there is a frame drop in the game when a force or light spell-like abilities hit targets, you deal 1 damage instead of the damage you're supposed to deal. It's only force and light spell-like abilities. And only if it deals damage while the server is lagging. Do is know the angles? Yep. I know that sounds confusing. And it is. Also, these guys talk forever. If you want to get through talking to them faster, what you can do is you can go to Options menu, Key Mapping, and you can rebind, all the way at the bottom, choice number 1 to something you can easily press, and that's just the first option in a conversation, and you can just mash that key once you start talking to somebody. Granted, if it's your first time playing Dungeons & Dragons Online, don't do that. Read the text. The game has lots of great text. One of my favorite parts about Sandstone games is their writing is really funny. And they make all the characters and the experiences sound great. So if it's your first time through, read the text, get to know the story, and then after that, then you can start skipping. Itchy right now? Got sunburnt over the weekend? Oh, if they're itchy, rub them with sandpaper. Oh, this is something I also should have told you guys about when I first walked in here. But important thing as well, under UI, gameplay settings, end rewards based on class. I always turn that off all the time because it increases the likelihood that you get jewelry. But you should definitely turn it off right now if you're playing on Dark Hunter, Caster, Ranger. If you decide to follow this character build, which you shouldn't. You should just use this as a guide for, like, you know, figuring out what's going on with, like, the quests and stuff. But if you turn this off, this will make it so I'm more likely to see, like, non-ranger stuff. Rangers don't usually get shields in their end reward list. Rangers, again, don't get as much jewelry. Rangers will get more damage-oriented weapons, whereas I want spellcaster-oriented stuff, so turning it off is very good. Can I CC Granite? Yes, I can. Who has, like, that's a lot of hit points. 750, something like that? God damn, dude. There's a lobster right now? Oh, man. Wait, so if you're Red Lobster, does that mean you got those delicious biscuits that everybody talks about? Also, you might be wondering why I came in here. It's because there's a treasure chest here. It means he doesn't have anyone from Resident Evil Revelations. They never went to Red Lobster. I can't believe Parker never took Jessica to Red Lobster. That's so disgusting, dude. They were so flirtatious. And he was like, I'm going to take you to Red Lobster. He didn't say it like that. And she was like, oh, you should take me to Red Lobster. Well, she was more like, oh, you should take my sweet ass to Red Lobster. The big reveal when you find out at the end of the game that Jessica was not an idiot, but was actually like a double Secret Service agent working for some pharmaceutical company to steal information, was actually working with Raymond the whole time. So Jessica and Carrot Top are on the same team. What a revelation. That's why they call it Revelations. Because of the revelations that happen? Whoa. They don't get medium armor? Yep, also important. Yeah, if you've never read the quest dialogue in DDO, I'd recommend it. A lot of people will go like, there's no story in this game. I'm like, that's true if you don't read it. Literally just true. Is Magic Domain caster build worth considering for a decent hardcore? I've tried Magic Domain several times. Magic Domain gets theoretically the highest amount of spell power. Because you get 80 universal spell power really inexpensively. But, because you get 80 from, or 40 baseline just from taking Magic Domain, plus 2 to all spell DCs. And you get an extra 40 universal spell power when you turn undead. So, on the one hand, it's like, oh, it's actually really good. But then on the other hand, it's not. Okay, so this trap, the trap box is on the other side. Here's how you get past this trap. Don't stop moving. That's it. It doesn't hurt the first person that goes through. Everyone that follows you will take damage, which is why you as the trap person say, wait guys, let me disable the trap. You run through the trap, and then you disable it from the other side. That's how you deal with that trap. At the end, the devil did it? Yeah, probably. Best if you don't know them. Also true, yep. Resident Evil Revelations 2 was such a good game, with my only issue being the end of the game. But the problem is, I like kind of get where they were coming from. How, you know, you get the good ending by, if you're playing as Moira, you have to grab the gun during the cutscene and then shoot the monster in the face, and that's what gives you the good ending, because Moira was like scarred as a child from like accidentally like shooting a family member or something when she was a kid by holding a loaded weapon. And so it's supposed to be like this big thing where she's like dealing with her trauma on this island and basically learning guns are good, America. But basically learning that like, you know, sometimes you have to like get over your fears to protect those you care about. And so she does. And so it's really this big moment. But I'm just annoyed that I didn't pick up on that. And so I didn't do it, and I got the bad ending, and then I had to watch the good ending on YouTube. Because they also don't give you a save right before that moment. So I couldn't go back. I have to play the whole game again.
You say wait guys, and everything will be okay? I posit that people won't listen, and come into the big trap art room anyway.
That's true, yeah. People will do that, yeah. Very true. Luck Domain for hardcore. I also like Luck Domain for hardcore because it gives you displacement, as Bobby said. Also, goodbye, Gypsy 4. Also, spoiler, if... Oh, sorry, I apologize if I just spoiled Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2 inadvertently. If you wanted to play it, you'd have played it by now. And you won't remember by the time you get there. The reason why I didn't go into that room is the guys are going to snipe me down from upstairs. So I wanted to kind of take care of that so you can see all these casters up here. Just want to kill them outside the room. And I got Necromantic Googs. Death Block Goggles of Spot 8. Whoa. I haven't found one... I've only found one piece of trapping gear this entire time. Oh my god, this is stressing me out. I need something that gives me like extra search or spot or something. Like, or search and disable device. Yeah, I post a progress pic of my liftness in Discord. Yes, you may always do that. It was, again, the only reason I cyberbullied you is because it was, I very rarely post anything about the things that I do in real life, because, I don't know, I'm just a, you know, a quiet person, generally. And the one time I posted something, you immediately followed up with, hey guys, check out my gym. That's why I cyberbullied you that one time. It was just kind of funny. And by cyberbullied, I meant lightly ribbed. Oh, what the heck? Damn, dude. Look at this. I also love how you gained weight. But look at that muscle. Look at that friggin' muscle, dude. Just gotta eat those carbs. Or not eat those carbs. You turn your part of your body into a harder body. But it's you know, it's like because muscle's heavy. That's why you got like these, you know, big ass like weightlifters and stuff, or just like athletes. Athletes are heavy as fuck. Well, it depends on the type of athlete. I imagine runners are probably pretty light. Substantially shrunk? Yeah, dude. I'm proud of you. Good job. Also, I'm upset that you can grow a beard and I can't. It'll never happen. Everybody's doing his running. Fragile leg bones for the win. Yep. Did you skip leg day? I always skip leg day. Unless your beard grows? Yeah, it's better than me. Oh no. No, not a champ. Not a champ elemental. No. Champ. No champ. I said no champ. Actually bad. Okay, good. Thank you, hireling. So the reason why that was actually bad is if it grabs me, I don't have a way to heal myself efficiently. So I was kind of in a bit of I would have been in a bit of a bind. Is Henshin a joke? No, Henshin is very strong. It's not as high damage as like Fist Monk for endgame, but it levels way faster and easier. Also, there's the ability Shadows cannot exist without light, which basically is a free leveling key. Because it heals you for 1,000,000 on Reaper mode. Because if it strikes through on targets, so you hit 3 people with it, so what the ability does is it heals you for 100. You and everyone around you for 100 whenever you hit a target. But it has strike through because it's a regular attack, which means if you hit 3 people with it, then it heals you and everyone around you for 300. It has a 6-second cooldown. You just spam it constantly. It also gets Void Strike, which if you roll a 20, it instantly kills the target, no save. And you can spam Void Strike every 3 seconds. And then out of combat, because you're constantly using, you're basically going to be going Void Strike into Shadows cannot exist without light, Void Strike, Shadows cannot exist without light, Void Strike, Shadows cannot exist without light, back and forth, just like Void, Light, Void, Light, Void. You'll always have the Void, Light, Void finisher active, which is Moment of Clarity, which gives you +5 to hit, which is just good. So you can just pop Moment of Clarity before you go into every fight. Yeah, you need to make sure you have strength for 200 fighting feats. If you're a first life, go strength. If it's a first life character, no tomes, just be a strength based monk and kill people. Wisdom and Dex is definitely if you have more passives and not passives, sorry, more tomes. Okay, so I'm pretty nervous about this. I made my saves. Feeling good. Okay, I made a second save. Woo! Nice. Finished farming at Borderlands, got the main stuff you wanted. Nice, congrats, dude. I hate farming Borderlands. I do it. I feel like because I'm playing as a trapper, I should probably do some more trap-oriented quests. So I think I'm going to be overcapped on XP a little bit, or I'm going to skip a few areas. For example, there aren't really a lot of dangerous traps in, like, Three Barrel Cove, as an example. So I think I'm probably going to do some more 4s. I want to do the Sharn Syndicate quest chain to show people where the traps are and how to deal with them. I think that's going to be a little bit more relevant than just, like, the general leveling experience. Just to hit that up. So I'm going to do a few weirder quests. I might even just do Grey Moon as well. I feel like people would like that also. Good question, nothing but traps. Yeah. Oh, Underdark Stalker. Oh, it's 1 reflex save per core. Right. Forgot. Leveling playthrough, or are you getting all the bits and bobs? I will definitely get all the treasures on this, but this is my solo guided playthrough. So there's a trap here. You notice that thing died almost instantaneously. There's a trap here that killed it in 1 hit. It's that. You can stop here. Let me get faster increase strides and the VP uses. Yep. Okay, so here I'm going to disable this. There's a trap here. So there is a way to make sure this trap doesn't go off. The trick, by the way, if you don't have a trapper, is walk over this. Don't jump. If you jump, you'll fall in the gap. If you just walk over, you're fine. Walk over it. It's a web trap if you just stand around for 30 seconds. Yep, I won't. Just full of traps and clearly hostile entities. That is a good question. Also, where did all these like fresh crates come from that are just smashable? What are these minotaurs doing in this room anyway? Sometimes you have to not ask questions about dungeons and just go, oh yeah, there is a minotaur down here. All right. Now you might want to go get this collectible over here, but this collectible is trapped. Yeah. The thing about the sewers, and the way I interpret the Stormreach sewers, is that the Stormreach sewer system is extremely gigantic. And so as a result of it's just the fact that it's massive beyond comprehension, it means that there are multiple entryways into the sewer system that the city can't really effectively cover all of them. Like, we keep going down and down and down in the depths, and yet there's still light. You know what I mean? And not just from lamps. There's, like, light coming up from this sewer grate. Like, there's light coming from everywhere. So that's my interpretation. Because Stormreach is built on an active volcano, that there's just... It's a mountain with a huge sewer system. So there's just entrances all over the place. Just everywhere. And so that's why you find lots of monsters in the sewer living underneath the city, is because there's so many different groups that can enter into it. It's basically its own territory in and of itself. Yes, Stormreach is built atop of ancient giant ruins. It's very easy to see, by the way.
I barely know her.
Because, see this giant wall? It's a giant wall because it's a giant wall. It's made by ancient giants. So notice how this architecture from House to Neath is completely different than the wall architecture? You can tell by the map as well. You can see like these giant walls. These are the walls of the ancient giant city. These like large dark sections. More of the sewer system? Yeah. Where does infrastructure reach and how does it make money? Beyond its borders aside from Droam? Oh, they took a second to load us. Oh, what? Okay. Okay, let's find some trapping gear, please. Okay, we got nothing. I need gold, so I'll take this. Thaumaturgic of Illusion. I do like illusion focus, but I'm gonna take this. Nothing. Okay. And nothing. All right. So there's nothing here. But what I'm hoping is I'll be able to sell some objects, sell quite a few pieces of equipment, and by doing so and selling all of this stuff that I picked up, my character should, maybe, in theory, be able to buy some trapping gear off of the auction house. I myself have put a lot of gear on the auction house for people to be able to find, so maybe I'll be able to find some on my own. That would be very cool, but we'll see if that will actually come to fruition. All right, so that's 10,000 platinum. Let's see what we can buy. At least, but what's beyond? Yeah. Oh, almost done. All right, rogue energy has been consumed. I got all the energy. All right, so here we go. So searching for search items is inspected. So we're going to inspect items. I'm level 6.
He'll give you a +1 longsword for the 10k plat.
So I can get search 6, which is actually quite good. So I'm going to buy search 6. And now I want disable, which is tact. Tactful 5, which I have. Tactful 7 gogs. I have tactful 5. I can't really do better than this. The Thief's Tools. I have some +3s. +5s are a little expensive, but I'm able to buy some... I could buy some +3s. I could buy 40 +3s. I think I will spend the money on the 40 +3s. Nah, it's okay. I'm gonna buy some other stuff. I normally just run around and hit the weapon armor pawns in House D and K. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Fortunately, on the ship, we have all of the pawn brokers, so you can do that. Did I get all 13 treasures? Yeah, I did. I did yesterday. That's why I'm doing this. I didn't know what else to do. And then somebody was like, solo guided playthrough, and I was like, yeah, good idea. Heroism potions. I'm going to buy 20 more of these, because they're very helpful. It's +2 to all my skills, and I need that. Okay, so this is going to cause me to lose spot and listen, but now it means I don't need this necklace, so I can fully replace it. With what? Nothing yet, but something maybe. Want me to give you some? No. I don't want to get... I need to... The point of solo guided playthrough is the word solo. It's all going to happen from me. So I don't consider anything wrong with buying some stuff on the auction house, simply because I'm still spending the platinum my character has earned. Hate solo guided playthrough? Hate is a strong word, horse. And yes. My character doesn't use spell pen, so the spell pen doesn't really matter. Let's try something fun. Let's get Azala Fire Shaper. See how this goes. So we're gonna do Stand Your Ground, which hopefully should go well. And my plan is to do the entire Shard Syndicate because there's a lot of traps in these quest chains. So just to show you how to deal with them. And then I'm gonna have to do some more House Denith quests as well. Now, in hindsight, to be able to heal Rants, I definitely should have gotten a Cleric Hireling, but whatever. We'll see how Zella Fire Shaper goes. You didn't get the Thieves' Tools? I didn't, yeah. I decided against it. Splashing 2 levels of fighter worth it for Ancient build? No, I wouldn't do that. You get bonus feats anyway, and the Capstone for Ancient Mystic is disgusting in terms of power level. Like, the Capstone is really good, so you kind of want to make sure that if you're playing a Ancient Mystic, you get the Capstone. Well, okay, here's what I'll say. If you're going 1 to 20 only, 1 level of Rogue is amazing, because 1 level of Rogue gives you 15% increased attack speed. But you get that same 15% attack speed from the Capstone. So if you're going 1 to 20, take 1 level of Rogue, so do like 1 Rogue, and then like maybe 1 Favorite Soul, so you get access to the Trance or something. If you're going above level 20 and you want to go to Cap, maybe to do raids, the Capstone is gigantic in terms of its damage output. That's what I would say. Or give you trap parts so you can buy +5 weapons as a cost to make up for the HH or something. No, I'm good. My character's fine. It was mostly just like making sure I don't have traps exploding in my face. But if I get enough rep, I can buy Thieves' Tools from the free agent guys. So that's gonna be my plan, I think, is get enough free agent rep so I can buy +2 Thieves' Tools. Zeragon Hardcore on? Oh, yeah. Use a Bard Hireling for inspiration? Yeah, probably. Actually, not a bad idea. I don't know if they have inspiration. So I'd have to find one that has it. But that's actually a great suggestion I'd never thought of. Oh, it has haste. Nice. Also, this is like one of the most boring quests in the game. I hate this quest. I don't think I should do it, but I'm currently doing it anyway. I believe this is Coin Lord's favor and not free agents, so it's kind of annoying because I need free agent favor. I believe free agent is actually mostly the 3-barrel cove, so we'll see. Have you done Devil Assault on Elite and Hardcore before? No. I have not. People have. I haven't. Where am I at for free agents? I'm almost there. So I need to do like 1 quest on free agent. I'm mostly thinking about House Denith for the search, but we'll see. Blacklock, Bounty Hunter. The Bounty Hunter is actually a very easy quest for me to do. So that could work. Also, so is like Bargain of Blood and stuff like that. So I'll probably just end up doing some of the pirate quests. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, nice. That's good. Yeah, I never have just because I don't have the patience. I don't like quests where you have to wait around. This quest in particular. And so, oh no, Genocide is dead. So I'm not a huge fan of stuff like Devil Assault and what have you. If there was a button in Devil Assault which was like spawn the next wave, I'd be okay with it. Because there's no spawn the next wave button, no. I still remember how you'd have these like crowds of people. There probably are still people that do that, where they'll do Devil Assault on like normal, and they'll just wait like the hour that it takes to get the quest done, and then collect their tokens. And that's how some people farm it. And I'm like, that's crazy to me. That's too much. I've never done that for farming. Yeah, old DDO was a different beast, man. Old DDO was a different beast. I don't. I much prefer modern DDO. As somebody who's played both, I love modern DDO. Yeah, I agree. I also don't, not in the slightest. Modern DDO is so good. Having to wait for people to join, like having a cleric and a rogue for every single quest. Yawn. Yeah. Yeah, there are definitely like some things that I'm nostalgic about for sure. But if I got to choose which one I play, I choose this one hands down. And even depends on like which era of DDO. I would pick this era over anything else. Oh, my panther, my battle cat. All right, first trap-laden quest is Dirty Laundry. Let's show you how to do all the traps, so when you come into Dirty Laundry, you don't get taken out with the laundry. Or let's make sure you're cleaning the enemy's blood off of your laundry instead of them cleaning your blood off of their laundry. Yeah. I think it's also like I agree with you that the magic of the game when people were less self-sufficient, nowadays there is an expectation that every single person will be bringing their own heals to a group, whereas back in the day that was not the case. But that's also because it was not possible. You couldn't just go to the shop and buy 100 potions and then go with it. Like that was not an option. No one had enough gold for that. And so you required other people to like be in the group with you to actually get gold and to do things and get resources. Like shield blocking and magic missile only for the SDK boss? Yep. You'd have to give a wizard enough wands so they could get through it. It's such a weird and specific memory, that moment. The shield blocking wanding strategy. The door ahead is barricaded. The money launderers must have... I remember when Favorite Soul came out and it was so crazy because it's like, oh hey, it's cleric with no downsides and double the spell points. I wonder if this class is going to be good or not. Down the gloomy corridor, you hear the motions of Favorite Soul. Alert for intruders. Admittedly, even before, after the Favored Souls release, I still remember doing Vision of Destruction, and where everybody was running Warforged tanks. Because Warforged tanks could get higher fortifications, so they couldn't be critically hit. And then it was even better because you would just run sorcerer healers. So you'd have one sorcerer whose entire job it was just to stay on the tank and cast Reconstruct on them for the entire raid. The strong room door is locked. Yep. Oh, it's good times. You can break it down, but a stealthy entrance would make your mission easy. Will the class be good? Is a no. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't like clickies, personally. Yeah, when they changed from the enhancement, like, menu to the tree system. Oh, so much better. I'll give Shadowfell Conspiracy a lot of shit for a lot of things, but that was a good change. Overpower everything? That is correct. That is something that is missing from current DDO is strategy. Current DDO is just hit everything as hard as you can, as fast as you can. There's not that much strategic gameplay. Although I have a feeling with the way that people play modern DDO, even if there was like a DDO classic that was opened up, people would figure out how to bring the blow everything up, no strategy approach to modern DDO into old DDO. I have a feeling people will figure out how to do that. Generic Iron Defender summons. Yep, that you could get as long as you were a human with the Dragon Mark or a fighter or a rogue, and you had points in the repair skill. And you had the Iron Defender, the Mithril Defender, and the Adamantine Defender you could get. Classics, dude. Classics. Stopping 100 times to rebuff. Mm-hmm. Alright. Hey, what's up, buddy? I didn't summon my hireling. Do I need my hireling? Nah, my character's too good. Oh no, I'm being infected. My brain is being infected. I just said Caster Ranger is too good. Cruiser!
Zircon proceeds through the door to the inner vault.
Okay, Irestone Inlet is probably free agents.
To walk into a house of Kundurek
Captain Niles Cage. It is Coin Lords. That's upsetting. I haven't seen anyone use PK in like a decade. Oh, people use PK all the time. Probably not playing with a lot of wizards. To be fair, there are not as many wizards as there used to be, and if there are wizards, there are a lot of melees. Yeah, the classic, well, the Illusionist Instant Killer is better than it ever was. Because you can bug out Weird, so you can have Weird on your spell list, even if you're not a Shadow Dancer, and then you can have Deep Gnome, Phantasmal Killer SLA from Deep Gnome, Phantasmal Killer SLA from Wizard, as well as Weird at the same time, so you have 6 instant kills. There's a PK SLA. There's 2 of them. One from Wizard and one from Deep Gnome. Yeah, so you can have 3 Phantasmal Killers on 3 separate cooldowns, and Weird, which, by the way, Rage, is a Area of Effect Phantasmal Killer. Yeah. It's the, like, huge ability that you get from Shadow Dancer. Okay, I don't have as much damage as I thought. I should have brought the hireling. I yield. Don't grease me, you bastard. Oh. Yeah, if you've never played around with it, Weird is a very fun spell. And then, of course, you have the Feydark Illusionist tree, which gives you huge amounts of illusion DCs and ramps up your illusion to like 11. So you combine Feydark Illusionist plus yeah, so you combine Feydark Illusionist and Deep Gnome and Wizard. For the locks in the air? That's a new thing. If a chest is locked, it now has a symbol above it that tells you it can and can be picked. It has a symbol above it that tells you it's locked and can be picked.
There must be some way to retract. The last set of security bars retracts, leaving the exit clear.
Yep. I remember Wall of Fire. I mean, to be fair, Wall of Fire got nerfed several times. Because it used to stack on top of one another, so what you would do is you would always just stack like 5 Wall of Fires on top of a boss, and then you talk to the boss or whatever, and then it's like, boom, they instantly die. Classic move. It was a very powerful spell. Alright, I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back. And then we're gonna keep going. With Dark Hunter, Caster, Ranger. I shall return. I am back. Was level cap 16 at one point? It was 16 at one point. The level cap was 16 with the release of the Shroud, which is a raid. Then the Veil of Twilight was when the level cap was 16. The level cap started at 10. It was 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Yeah. Is there a way to know if you played in beta? Well, you should know that. I don't know if there's a way to tell, but you can just know that information. You can just have that one upstairs. Less than 10 years old? I don't know if there's a way to, like, check on your account. You could probably check your account creation date. Leveling sigils to extend your maximum level? Yep. Yeah, I feel like you should probably know that, but again, it's going to be, it depends on the person. Okay, I'm going to show you guys how to do the quest Repossession for Hardcore League. Obviously, this is a solo experience, so I'm going to do this the right way. But if you're in a group, here's what you do. What you do is you go here and you say /P. I am the trapper and I will disable all the traps. Stay out of the statue room, please. And by typing that in, no one's going to listen to you. They'll ignore you and they'll step into the statue room, giving them the opportunity to get you killed by all of the dangerous monsters that are inside that room. It's not ideal. It is what it is. I'm doing this room because there's an extra treasure chest in here and I need loot. So I'm not actually, it's not like I actually need to do this room. I need the loot from it. Go. By pack leader. There's a treasure chest in here somewhere. Thank you. All right. The beta was 2005 to 2006. Because the game released in February. All right, so I'm going to pick this door open. There's a key downstairs, but I'm a rogue, so I can just do this. So I'm just going to pick this. We're all set. Then, like so. And you're going to check this. So it's 4 turns of each wheel. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or set blue to upside down wheelchair. And set orange to this. So in this room, you need to figure out which treasure is the one that opens the door at the end. However, the way that you do that is by using individual skill checks on each different piece of treasure to figure out if it is the one that holds the door in the back, or opens the door in the back. So what you can do instead is, if you're a trapping character, is you can just disable each control panel. If you pick up the wrong one, all 9 traps explode, dealing 9 traps worth of damage to you. 9 traps worth of damage is more than you can handle. I was old like Strim is now. I was old. Yep, I was old. Here we go. Oh shit, it's Peter. Peter joined my guild. Hey Peter. Are you Peter? Peter of the North? And then once all the traps are disabled, you can confirm by disabling 9 traps, which I did. I take them all. Ancient. There's no.
If you don't start calling it backwards F, I'm gonna ban someone.
Oh, I'm not gonna start calling it F backwards, so go ban somebody. There we go. There's also an optional for picking up all the art. Just have to beat this guy up. I'm not going to call it backwards F. I will call it upside down wheelchair, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's what it looks like. It is an upside down wheelchair. Backwards F banned me. Get him. I've been there. I banned somebody. Why? Sideways why? That's crazy. Crazy talk. Crazy talk. It's clearly upside down wheelchair. We don't need to confuse everybody in the chat, you guys. It's obviously upside down wheelchair. You know it, I know it, we all know it. Alright. So let's go in here. Now we're gonna do the Binder. Book Binder Rescue. This quest is dangerous. The spellcasters hit extremely hard and have really dangerous attacks. This is the most dangerous quest in this area. So just pay attention when you come in here and have a decoy hireling, because if you don't, it's going to cause you problems. All right. Also, you really want the house P buffs. They're very helpful. So are the champions anything, or just May again? This is the easiest set of champions we've ever had on a hardcore league. Okay, we're good. Lady, do something. I don't know why she doesn't do anything. Okay, so once everything here is dead and you're safe, then you can disable all the traps. Something important about disabling the traps is if you do that, there's a trap on every single door. The doors then become locked, and the only way to get them open is to then pick the locks. You can't actually beat them down.
You hear struggling from the inside. You found one of the hostages.
Just make sure you take each room one at a time and be careful. And be careful about the spell singers, because the spell singers can get you and they can beat you up. So just be careful about that. I'm on defensive. Oh, I had an on defensive, yeah. Yep. That was a mistake on my part. I swear there's a second thing for search. Is there not? Okay, there's no one here. Is there not another favor reward for search? Go away, Syndicate Devotee. I hate you. Stop attacking the lady. Is gatekeepers? Is it gatekeepers? It says spot on the wiki. Oh, I fail. I rolled a 1. Right. I forgot I need to have heroism. Because I know House Beneath gives you search, which is why I want to do House Beneath favor. But I thought it was something else. Or Sharn? Oh, it could be Sharn. Is it Morgrave? It is Morgrave, yeah. Okay, Morgrave is the one. Yep, thank you. So I'll have to do Morgrave favor at some point.
You hear
Which is not too bad. I don't mind doing Morgrave.
hesitant footsteps and the metallic hiss.
Good.
Hurry.
Crack open these things once everything is disabled. You just have to swing wide around the traps. Like, or not the traps, the web. Web's not necessarily dangerous, especially if you're by yourself, but Yeah, when you're doing the web, you want to swing wide around it. And that's it. Okay, how did I not find 2 members of the Binder family? I opened up every door. Did I miss a door?
You found the last hostage. It's time to get all of them out of the house.
Apparently I did find them, so that's good. They were used in this quest. It used to be more annoying because you used to have to lead them all to the exit, which was like much more frustrating. But yeah, it is in fact Moorgrave University. Okay, Moorgrave University is not too bad. Because Moorgrave University is basically just the quests in level 12 and the quests at level 16, and all of which I can easily do on this character. My character is so powerful because I'm playing Dark Hunter Caster Ranger. It's kind of sick, actually. The more annoying part? Yep, that was awful. Did I still feel bad? I mean, yeah. Sometimes you just don't get lucky. You don't get the items you need. It is what it is. So for this quest, I always personally like to convince the kobold to join me. One, it's very, very inexpensive. So you just talk to him and be like, yo, buddy, do you want to join my team? And he's like, yeah, I don't know about that. And then you give him 200 gold, which is 20 platinum, so it's very small. And now I have this kobold that's going to chain cast Ice Storm and kill everyone. It's very helpful. Anyway, I'm going to kill Talon Darson. And then we move on.
But now you face the daunting challenge of escaping his mansion.
Very good. Your kobold is buffed. Is he? Oh, he is. He's a champ. I didn't even notice. Amazing. Where are you, Bello? I want to loot your chest. Nope. Hello. Where'd you go? I don't see him. Kill Mashpaw and loot his chest. There's a lot of loot in this quest, which is another reason why it's pretty good to do generally if you're like me and you're on hardcore and you need treasure. Because the amount of treasure you can get in here. Oh, I got some Thieves' Tools. I believe these are +1s. Yo, let's go, dude. Okay, that's an upgrade right there. Huge. Absolutely huge for my character. There's another treasure chest over here. I still don't see Bello. I don't know where he went, but oh well. I guess maybe I don't need to kill him. He disappeared. Give me this chest, please. More people griefing in DDO hardcore. Well, the problem with griefing people in hardcore gameplay is that, like, you have to be a real fucking bag of shit to do that. Like, you have to be a concentrated amount of human feces to want to grief people in a hardcore game. But it's also important to note that World of Warcraft has always, like, directly encouraged griefing in their game. Ever since the day it's been incepted. Like, you know, I still remember when Warlords of Draenor released. I didn't play for the first couple of days, so when I finally got into play, I was leveling my my druid, who is level 90, getting it up to level 100. Well, I was doing one of the quests. It was on Horde in the Frostfire Peninsula, whatever it's called, and they had this like area where you had to go in this Colosseum and summon this guy and kill him. Well, the Colosseum is big and empty, so then I go in there, and this other druid, who was already level 100, and because of the stat scaling, had like 10 times the stats that I did, pops out from stealth and instantly kills me. And then sits on my corpse for an hour. And I can't enlist the help of my guild members, because if they show up, he's a stealth character. He's playing Cat Druid. He just disappears. So, no one can do anything about it. I can't do anything about it. And the guy sat there for an hour and I couldn't play the video game. And that's encouraged by Blizzard, because he got his Valor or whatever for it.
You've made it out of the mansion, but the
It's what they like. That's the primary way that Blizzard wants you to engage in PvP in World of Warcraft. They don't really want world PvP. They only really want grief PvP. Now, you might say, but Strimtom, aren't you being a little hyperbolic to say that they encourage that? Well, you know, they could actually stop all of it by just putting in a penalty. If there was just some type of penalty for killing somebody that was 10 levels below you, 20 levels below you, if they just put that in, then Oh, Cozy Be Salty just died. Well, they're salty. At level 19. It's right before level 20. Yeah, if they just put in any amount of penalty, they would stop that behavior entirely. If it was like, oh, did you kill somebody that was 10 levels lower? Okay, you're banned from PvP for like an hour. And then for repeated offenses, you get banned for longer. Amazing. It would solve the problem instantaneously. They didn't do that. Who cares?
You may be able to
Yeah.
find
When was the last time that I played World of Warcraft? I logged in a little bit during Battle for Azeroth, and then my cousin told me he was playing a little bit during Shadowlands, and I tried to play, and I was like, nah, I don't care. Important note, I think PvP in World of Warcraft is really cool, just like Arena and Battlegrounds. World PvP sucks. World PvP is just always a bad idea. If you have a game that has World PvP, it very quickly just becomes entirely unbalanced teams because nobody wants to be on the losing side, and usually World PvP is tied to direct benefits in the game. Like, oh, you can control a zone, so your team can get better access to resources because of the World PvP or whatever it is. And so the end result is that if you are playing World PvP and you own the zone, then, oh, yeah, wow, you get all these extra things that whoever the other team is, they don't get. So then you go, oh, well, why would I want to play on a server where I'm not on the winning team? That's stupid. And then every server that's PvP server turns into an 80-20 split or worse. Every time. It's one of the many reasons why New World was such a train wreck when it released. The World PvP was heavily tied into the progression in the game, and so not the progression, but like in terms of your ability to access different resources and materials. So if your faction owned and controlled an area, it was way easier to do everything. So even though there were 3 factions, within 48 hours, almost every single server had a heavy, like 70% lean on one of the factions, because why would anyone want to play for the faction that can't access banks and stuff? That's dumb. Yeah, but you could fight for it. Yeah, but why? Just make a new character. Like, right? No one wants to play for the losing team. Some people do, and then they lose all day.
When I played Darkfall, I used to sneak into the enemy's mines right when server reset at like 4 in the morning so I could steal their minerals. Half the time I got caught and murdered.
Mm-hmm. What about the other half of the time? Alright, so now that I've done that, are there any other 4s I need to do? I'm just thinking of like free agents. Hold on, I'm looking for like free agent favor and stuff. It's House Deneath. I think I'm pretty much locked out of the Deneath quests, right? 7 and 6, so I pretty much have to level up to do more House Deneath favor. And I'm not going to start doing Deneath again until 8, which is kind of annoying. But it is what it is. I have a better searching item, so it's okay. And then where are you? Free agents. Where there's smoke, I can't do that anymore. 5 stones run red. So a lot of this is like 3 Barrel Cove. So I think I am going to do 3 Barrel Cove. Just because I think that's probably the best course of action for me here, because it gives me a lot of free agent favor that I need. So to the 3 Barrel Cove it is, which means it's time to level up. So it's time to go to level 7. Nice. Love it. And I have Haggle and use magic device now. And I get a random favorite enemy. Ooh, favorite enemy. So now I can put points back into Beacon of Hope. I don't think I'm going to use Good Hope, simply because I can just drink Potions of Heroism and they last longer, which is better. So I think I'm just going to take the crit chance and then grab the physical resistance rating here. Which sounds weird, but it is what it is. Oh no, Chunky Fox was slain. Rip Chunky Fox. Unique New World PvP design. That makes it fun and enjoyable regardless of faction. Yeah, open world PvP is bad. And so if Ashes of Creation is launching with open world PvP, RIP that game on launch. Who do I want? Silex Giant Bane. Kazurth Karab. Alright, Kazurth. Get in the car. We're going for a drive. The last you played? Oh, yeah, I know. PvP is now like opt-in only, and they made a lot of things better. I know. It doesn't change the fact that for more than 10 years, they didn't do anything about it. Alright. I'm going to bank my Nyx Scimitar. I'm not going to use it. I just want to bank it. Okay, I have +1 Thieves Tools, so I don't need the Masterworks anymore. I don't need these Resistance Potions anymore either. I'm going to sell these. And I'm going to just re-grab House P buffs just in case. Rewarded for going to and participating. Oh yeah, like Ashran? Man, I remember Ashran. Everybody loved Ashran. It was the PvP zone that you got specific things for participating and going to. Ah, good times. Good design. I know, I'm just teasing you. I'm just being funny. Yeah, I'm aware that the game is better now. I just don't want to play World of Warcraft. Like, that sentiment for me has never changed. I've never been a WoW guy. Some people love World of Warcraft. I don't love World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft's fine. I'm not going to tell people that they shouldn't like it.
I think you mean Aslan, the lion guy from the movie.
Oh, yeah, Aslan. We're like, Aslan. Destroyed. Let me a House P buff, please. Thank you. But yeah, a lot of people are excited about Ashes of Creation. I know very little about Ashes of Creation because the game's not coming out for a while, so I don't need to learn about it. All I know is that it's a relatively lower budget MMORPG releasing in a landscape where Amazon, with their billions of dollars, couldn't make a competent launch day RPG or MMO. So, as long as people are aware that it's going to heavily underwhelm their experiences, I think a lot of people can have fun with Ashes of Creation on launch. But I think the biggest problem is a lot of people have hype for the game, and the hype is going to be the biggest, most devious killer of them all. Because a lot of people are going to be excited, thinking the game is going to be more than what it currently is or coming out to be, or they're gonna put, like, you know, Amazon Studios or like Blizzard levels of quality on the expectation of the project, as opposed to indie game developer levels of quality, which is what they should be thinking about it as. For Ashes of Creation, for sure, but I'm just saying that, like, you know, as long as people have expectations and they know what they're looking into, I think that it'll be fine. Is that PvP something more interesting and fun? Oh yeah. I'm also not a PvP player. I don't really like MMO PvP. I find there's too many things going on in MMO PvP. Like, for my MMO PvP, I'd rather play like League of Legends or something where players have like 6 abilities, versus like MMO PvP where players have like 30 abilities and 15 passives and entire talent trees, and each piece of gear has a passive, and oh god. $40 million? Yeah, but $40 million for an MMORPG is not a lot of money. What's Caster Ranger? It's this right here. This is Caster Ranger.
The Weeping Cove is rumored to be a resting place of
Right,
Two-Toed
like,
Tobias,
you know,
an ancient
Elder Scrolls Online did not cost $40 million. Guild Wars 2 did not cost $40 million. And that Riot Games MMO that they're starting to make like 6 years out, that one's not going to cost $40 million.
The cacophony of wailing and moaning becomes clear.
As I said, I'm not saying that the game isn't going to be good in any capacity. Please don't take that as what I'm saying. I'm saying that I think people are going to set their expectations too high for what the game is supposed to be. Like, people are going to herald it as the savior that is going to change the world, when it's just going to be like another video game. Also, when swimming, take off your tower shield. You swim faster.
An opening in the ground reveals another body of water.
Yeah, exactly. Star Citizen just needs another $1 billion. Exactly. And then it'll be done. Yeah. Just a cool billion, you know. It'll get there.
The valve triggers a rush of water through the pipes, followed by the sound of a door opening.
Right, isn't dumb, isn't that to make good, better other people's ideas? Correct. Like, the Riot Games MMORPG, I think, will be the first modern MMORPG to release that isn't pretty bad right out of the gate. And the reason why I say that is not because I'm a Riot fanboy, but because just looking at Riot Games' product releases, they have never had a single original unique thought. They don't hire people who are creative. They don't hire people who have unique ideas. They don't. They hire people who can iterate. Okay? League of Legends heavily iterated on the Dota formula. You know? They were like, oh man, you know what? We need an auto battler because Dota made one, so they made Teamfight Tactics. They're like, man, you know what? We need a collectible card game because Blizzard made one, so they made Legends of Runeterra. They're like, oh man, you know what? We need an MMO, or we need a shooter, and they made Counter-Strike with characters. They didn't come up with a new idea. It was the same idea, but it's delivered in a very nice package, and it's done very, very well. So that's why I have not so much excitement, but I'm certain that the Riot Games MMORPG will be a very, very high-quality product, and will get it done, but it won't do anything new. It's not going to be like this like groundbreaking new product that's going to blow everyone's mind. It's just going to be something that's really, really good and be a threat to the competition because it's just good enough. Usually in the case of like, you know, there's like the thing where being good isn't enough. You need to be good and do something new. So if you want to make like a new TV show, it has to be both good and have something going for it. But Riot Games, they have a track record of just make it good and it's good enough. Taking other things and making them awesome. Exactly. Again, they don't have a single unique bone in their body. No one at that company has ever had an original thought.
Behind you, you feel that you are trapped.
Yeah, so I'm certain it'll be a good game. Also, rip Rain and Blood, the Troglodyte Shaman. To be fair, New World is really fun to play for like 10 hours for sure. Not saying like it stops being fun to play for everybody. A lot of people still enjoy New World, and there are people that still play it to this day. But that it's a like the first 10 hours of New World feels great. They did get that going right away. Riot Games started falling off the moment Tencent bought them. Did they? Did they release Valorant before or after the Tencent acquisition? Because Valorant is an extremely popular shooter with no new ideas. It says like a new idea. It's Counter-Strike, but you have characters. Yo, Kazurth Karab is getting demolished here. He's trying his best. Counter-Strike, but Team Fortress, exactly. Also, Teamfight Tactics is very popular. Did I multi-class? You bet. Yeah.
A slight breeze
The games are new, but not good.
behind the wall.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Riot Games takes games that exist and just shines them up.
Rises up from a chasm in the cave floor.
That's what they're good at. They just good at, they put the polish on. So that's why I'm like, when they said, oh yeah, the MMORPG we're going to be releasing, no one's even going to hear about it till like 2025 or 2026. They're not even going to talk about it. Except for like, you know, developers and stuff talking about it on like Twitter. I'm like, yeah, okay, makes sense. Sounds good. Talk to you guys in a few years. like, there's also the fact that you look at, you know, even they made their TV show, Arcane. Dude, I quit League of Legends a long time ago because the people that make or that play League of Legends drive me up the wall, including myself. But after watching that show, one, I was like, oh, I'll just watch an episode to check it out. I waited till the whole thing was out on Netflix. I just like, I'll watch an episode to check it out. And then I just sat and canceled all my plans for the day and watched the rest of the show because it was really good. And then I was like, shit. And I installed fucking League of Legends again. I put it back on my computer because it was so good. Then I remembered it was League of Legends and I took it off again, but still. Mechanics, content, the approach they're going to take for this MMORPG, they're going to take whatever the most successful MMORPG is. So they're probably going to take a more open world approach with a lot of exploration. They're probably going to include action combat and not your standard point and click combat. They're probably going to make it console friendly, but still have enough complexity with the different buttons. They're probably going to have PvP arenas, but not overworld PvP because it's League of Legends. Again, they're probably going to do what works. They're just going to do everything that works and go for it. They'll be like, huh, people like arena-based PvP. We'll put that in our game. Oh, man, people like having an open world like you can explore. A lot of people like that Genshin Impact where you can like climb around and stuff. It's very Breath of the Wild. Let's put that in there. Okay, good. Everybody likes action combat. Let's do it. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be like Final Fantasy XIV with League and a bit of other MMOs thrown in. Yep. New world, but better? Probably. Worse in any aspects of the aviation, just steal shit and make it better? 100%. Dude, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. As I said, I'm not trying to like I said, downplay anybody's experiences or make people think that like there are no good video games. Just that I think that if I wanted to put my money on any company to make a new MMORPG that will not be disappointing on the day of release, I would put that on Riot Games. So I'd put that on them. Send them to remake DDO? Yeah, I don't think they would do that. I imagine that Riot Games probably doesn't like paying any licenses, which is why they have all of their own unique products.
Levers appear on opposite sides of the room. Adorned.
All right, let's blow this up.
As the lever flips back, the floor opens.
Amazing. The demise. The demise. Good copy pasta. I appreciate that you have like a folder somewhere on your computer fire reader of classic copy pastas. It's very helpful. It's good. It keeps my energy flowing, you know. It keeps me alive.
The supposed urban legend speaks to you.
Posting that once. Got him. Wrecked.
I have long waited. The legend of Two-Toed Tobias was not just an urban
Stuff, the Russian WoW clone from years ago? Yeah, I don't think they would do that. They're too big of a company, and they have their intellectual property. Also, I'm pretty sure the people that work at Riot Games probably think very highly of themselves, so yeah. Unless that was satire. Yeah. They read that and they banned you. Oh, context. There was somebody who was posting that literally every 5 seconds in the one of their live streams. And then that person got banned because they posted it like that like 100 times. And then Fire Reader reposted it and got banned. It was like a Q&A with the executive producer of DDO. It's really funny. Where is Ghost Captain Boy? Did I not go far enough? Oh, I didn't go far enough, apparently. What's up, Cannoneer Stronati? Give me your hand cannon. But yeah. And before you say, oh, the demise of Lord of the Rings happened already, I don't think Lord of the Rings has ever made as much money now as it's made, like, or has made as much money as it's making now. The game is big and growing. Like, when Amazon made the Lord of the Rings TV show, and then canceled their MMORPG, that was really good for the Lord of the Rings Online. Let's just say that. They were not like, oh, damn. They were like, oh, shoot. Very exciting moment for them. Like, the Lord of the Rings Online, you know how when Hardcore League dropped, there was like a queue, and it was like, oh shit, dude, there's a queue in DDO. There's a queue. Yeah. Lord of the Rings Online has queues on their servers. Some of them are too full. They just have too many people starting to try to play the game. The actual size difference in the team between DDO and Lord of the Rings is massive. Remember when I went there? DDO is like a couple cubicles of people. The Lord of the Rings Online team has like the rest of the entire building. It's a much larger product. Yeah, it's not going to fall off because a lot of people are thinking like, oh, dude, there's this new Amazon game and it's gonna shit all over Lord of the Rings. But they're gonna make different games. As I said, Amazon is gonna make something more New World adjacent and that like a newer feel. They're not gonna make that older MMORPG. And also, don't break the boxes here, or you're gonna die. So just the barrels will explode and kill you. So I'm just gonna avoid them. Also, Amazon has stated that their MMORPG is not going to be book accurate. They're not interested in making a book accurate product. They want to make a new story. And so if you're a Lord of the Rings nerd, that might upset you. But the Lord of the Rings Online is insanely book accurate. The new WoW killer? Yeah, people have been calling things WoW killers since 2005. Nothing's killing World of Warcraft. Especially since World of Warcraft has their stride now. They've been able to bounce between making good and bad expansions and still retain the majority of their player base. So I'm sure they're fine.
I'm not as much concerned about Lotro as about knowing that Strimtom has been clear with his last message.
True.
I thought that I could learn endgame builds from him, but his objective is to propose builds for casual players, and I will never see any power play demonstration in his videos.
This is very true, yeah. I don't think World of Warcraft can kill World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is like it's a way of people's lives. Some people, their life is literally World of Warcraft. It's a part of many people's identity. And so World of Warcraft, no matter how bad it gets, I think unless they shut the servers down, World of Warcraft is probably never going away. I honestly don't think it's possible to kill World of Warcraft at this point. A lot of people's identities are heavily reliant on the video game World of Warcraft. People met their friends, their family, and everything else. They always go back to WoW. Said a lot of people like call Shadowlands like the worst expansion since Warlords of Draenor. Doesn't matter. Frosty the Snowman? I am not playing Frosty the Snowman today, unfortunately. I'm playing my brawler. Unfortunately. If you don't know anything about the Lord of the Rings, by the way, in about 10-ish minutes, spoiler alert, I'm going to be swapping over to that game because it's raid night for me. Whoopsie. So I'm going to be raiding. So if you are not familiar with the video game, you'll be able... Oh, how do you solve this puzzle? This way, that way, that way. You start by pulling this, and you want it to go here. Then you pull this to send it, and then you reset it. Then you pull this, and then you send it again. If you don't know how it works, just look up and you'll see it's lit, and it'll choose which direction you go. Rift is the goat of all MMORPGs. I remember when Rift came out, and all the people in my Lord of the Rings guild quit to play Rift for a very short period of time. VOD later, I'll be uploading it to the VOD channel. So if you haven't subscribed, !VOD, so you can get access to the VOD channel, so you can get all the wonderful features of watching something on YouTube, but still being able to see the Twitch content. It's amazing. Progress tonight? No, we actually finished. We beat T3. I got my ahead of the charge. We are doing tier 3, but I already beat it. Okay, trap boxes for XP. One right here. pretty good. I beat it on Brawler, actually. I was not expecting to play Brawler that much in this raid. And I ended up playing Brawler for Boss 3 and Boss 4. Oh, my move speed! Why did this happen? Okay. Oh, Featherfall, thank you. By having Feather Falling, it meant I didn't have to try to climb over there. It's nice. Can I disable that? No, I can't. You might be able to, but I don't have to. Anyway, get this treasure chest. There we go. Strim, did your random character die or am I on an alt? My character did not die. I actually finished everything. It's done. I finished Hardcore League. Excited is alts, as well as watching the race to World First. Yeah, the World First races are fun. Okay, so I almost have all the traps, but I'm missing one trap, which I can get at the end here. Also, if you answer all the questions wrong, which is not like a pirate, you have to fight more monsters. If you do that, and you fight all the extra monsters, you get Conquest bonus. So, what do you do first? You take a head count of your crew. You don't run for the loot. Oh, wait, that's wrong? Do you go to the tavern or the prison? Of course you go to the prison. Oh, wait, that was wrong? How much loot does the captain get? The same as everybody else. Wait, that's wrong? Do you want to fight? No, I don't. And by doing all of that, it now means I get Conquest bonus, so I'll get more XP for completing this quest. Because Earth Crab might not. He might not make it through this, but we'll see. So now you can see I have the Onslaught bonus. I'm going to try to use the VODs channel more often. And by more often, I mean start using the VODs channel that I made a long time ago and that never used. So it'll actually have stuff uploaded there. Okay. So now that I'm done that, my last part is to walk over here. The experience is probably the same as most people's. Boss 1, because everyone has a general idea of how to raid can do it. Yeah, Boss 1 is a snooze fest. We don't even need 2 tanks for Boss 1. Take care, Cirrus. You can literally just space out. Hit clip into one of your VODs? No. So when you disable this trap, by the way, you want to hug the right side. All right, roll a 1. The flames are still on the left. You're done.
You survived the ghouls of Rackham's trial.
Hey, you Cold Sork to level 20. Cold Sork slaps. It does. Cold Sork's awesome, dude. Happy to hear that. 1, not an auto fail, not on a skill check. So on an attack roll and a saving throw, on an attack roll, there's it's a high pressure situation, so something can always happen. On a saving throw, again, similar thing. A saving throw is like if you roll a 1, that's like, you just fall for the mental compulsion. There's something happens inside your brain. But the skill check is basically your ability to perform a task. And it's kind of like, if you take somebody who is an expert, like a world-class pianist, one of the best pianists in the whole world, and you say, hey, dude, can you play Hot Crossed Buns, please? They can roll a 1 on their skill check. They could be hungover and barely able to do stuff, but they're still going to go boom, 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 because it's not hard to play Hot Crossed Buns. And they're an expert, and their skill is like a plus a million. There's no way they can fail. You have to pay attention a little bit. Yeah, once you know who has the Thundering Blows, those people just stay at the back of the room. And unless a tank gets it, like I got it last time, I did it, and it was so funny. So as tank, I got the Thundering Blows, so it's like dropping on top of me all the time. And I told people, I'm like, hey guys, get off of me, go away, get off. And people kept coming to the front of the room, being like, why am I taking damage? I told you what to do. You didn't listen.
A strong breeze gusts from a crack in this wall.
It's the second boss that's just a raw DPS check that's fun. Oh, do I have to tank boss 2? I hate tanking boss 2. It's really annoying. Who am I tanking boss 2 with? Okay, let's see.
Suddenly the clanking of wood and metal intensifies.
What are you playing right now? So Jack involved stream when it comes to chat you've ever seen. Sick. Hell yeah, dude. I try to read everything. I do my best. I'm very fortunate that my chat goes at a pace where I usually can.
Again, the
But like, yeah, it can be difficult. I have a lot of sympathy for live streamers. Not a lot of sympathy, but some sympathy for live streamers who, like, obviously they have millions upon millions of people watching them, or like, even when I've had like 3 to 400, like on the day one of hardcore, sometimes it was tough to keep up because when you have like 400 people chatting at the same time, it's like, well, it's just hard on the brain. Just the stream is going to be some BG1. Depends on my energy levels, but I can probably do some BG1. Zerth Karab, stop dying, buddy! Okay, so here's how you do this puzzle. Just watch. Fire DPS RK? It is, apparently. Apparently fire DPS RK is too good. Because you bring a fire RK on all hunters, and it's really good. So we do this. If you want to know where the bombs are, you can just search for it, and they will show up. If the light goes through any of the bombs, you lose. So you want to make sure you don't do that. This is how you do this puzzle. Yeah, apparently fire RK is really good because you get the melted armor effect that reduces the monster's vulnerability to fire and also their general armor for the entire raid, so it increases everyone's damage, but also the minus to armor from that, plus the minus to mitigations from Warden, plus the minus to mitigations from Benediction of the Raven, means that with those 3 classes, if you have like 2 other hunters or 3 other hunters, they're doing like almost triple damage or something like that. It's really crazy. Detail and put a decent amount of thought into it. Thank you. I don't think I put a decent amount of thought into most things. I mean, if you consider the fact that I'm currently playing a Dark Hunter / Favorite Soul as a caster, you realize I don't put a lot of thought into most things. But you know what? I will take your compliment. Thank you. Also, I think it's important to engage. You know, I fucked up something. What did I do? I forgot to turn this? Yeah, I forgot to turn that. I think it's important. Like, if somebody is going to take the time to tune into my live stream, I think it's only fair that I do my best to read their answers and appropriately use my brain to respond to the things they typed out with their brain. Make everyone feel like they have a good time and a special time when they watch the live stream. Because, like, that's the benefit of live content versus, like, a YouTube video. If you write a YouTube video and you write a comment, honestly, I don't even know why people write comments on YouTube videos that have more than, like, 30,000 views. Because you're just throwing your comment into the sea, and no one will ever read your comment. It's just, like, it's never coming back. You say something, and then it's just, like, your comment just goes into the void. Crit chance! Sorry. Anyway, so, like, I don't even know why people do that. But here, when it comes to, like, my live stream, I appreciate it when people write comments and say things and on the stream because I want to read into it. And I read every comment on my YouTube videos as well. But, you know, it's the interactive element of it. I want it to be engaging. I can't always get to everything, though. So. Speaking of not being able to get to everything, I actually won't even be able to get to everything here on the hardcore because it's raid time.